Hey everybody, Zach here with Infernal Tool Technologies, and today I have for you 3 tips for entering the construction field and what could help you out, and tips I might have liked to know when I first started. So, the first tip that I have for everybody is to shop around. When you first get into the trades, if you're right out of high school, 18 years old or so, a lot of people just get whatever job that they can, and sometimes that just isn't the right fit. I know for me, I hopped around a lot because there's a lot of people just willing to hire you, and there really isn't a track for progression. And that's what I'm trying to portray, is that you need to find a place that's going to be willing to train you, and you're going to be able to learn, and you have a clear path forward. It doesn't matter if you're in the union or you're non-union, you still need to find that path. The union will give you that path, and it's gonna be a long journey, and it's gonna be worth it in the end. But if you're going non-union, then you really, really, really need to pay attention to this, because there's a lot of employers out there that will just use you and abuse you, and they won't teach you anything. But there's also a lot of great employers out there who will have a perfect track for you, and they will give you steps, and they will move you forward, and they will give you promotions throughout the company, and they'll give you a lot that you can take away and that you can use as practical things in your real life. And because carpentry or whatever trade that you choose, you are able to take that home with you, and you can do a lot of things with it. Work on your own home, or you can go out and make some more money for yourself, or eventually start your own business. So step number one is to shop around, really look at companies. As they're interviewing you, you should be interviewing them. You should be asking them, what do they have to offer you? I think that's very important for everybody, because you can get caught, and a couple years down the road, you're going to be in the same place that you were. And we all want to move forward in life, and you got to learn, and you want to progress, and there's companies that won't do that for you, and there's companies that will. All right, everybody, on to step number 2, or tip number 2, should I say, is to sharpen your lifestyle. And I have to say, this is so important. So, so important. And I know it took me a long time, and I wish I did it right out the gate. But it is so easy to work a long day and to just want to get out and have a drink, or eat a quick meal even. And I'm just here to tell you that if you can really focus on yourself by making sure you're bringing your own lunch to work every day, that is huge. It took me years to figure out that if you bring your lunch to work, you not only are helping yourself by probably preparing better meals than what you're going to find near the job site, but also you're going to stand out among a lot of the other people there, because a lot of the guys are going to go and they're going to find food somewhere around the corner, a couple blocks away, and they're going to take longer than 30 minutes. And once you start pushing that envelope, there's no turning back. You're always just going to keep trying to push a little bit more time, a little bit more time, and you're always going to be racing to find food. And I'm just here to tell you that you can be so much more productive if you bring your lunch to work, and you can just de-stress, maybe chat with the people there, or go in your own vehicle and just chill out, because you're doing hard work and you need that break. And if you're going out and searching for food and spending all that time, it's just a recipe for disaster. But sharpen your lifestyle, not only with that aspect, but a lot of aspects. And this is a big ask of a lot of people, because we all live stressful lives. But the sooner that you can learn to do the hard work that comes along with being in the construction field, and just shrugging it off at the end of the day, and not telling yourself, well, I earned this easy meal, or I earned these drinks, or whatever it may be that is actually going to be a weight on your life. And it's so easy in the construction field. Take it from me, who's been in it for 10 years now, and I not only have I dealt with it myself, working a really long day, and I just want to sit on the couch and have a drink or something, but I've seen countless guys that's their life. They're 50, late 40s, and even I've worked with guys in their 60s, and that's their entire life. They just work all day, and they go home and sit on the couch and drink beers all night. And though that might be the lifestyle for you, I'm just here to tell you that there's a lot more to life than that. and you shouldn't let the construction industry turn you into that. And so the second tip is to sharpen your lifestyle. Just, you're going to learn when you get in the field that it's tough. It's really tough. You're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. Some of the bad days, you're just so dirty. You're just breathing garbage all day, and you're just dirty and tired, and you just don't want to do anything. But those are the days that you specifically need to look at yourself and just say, you know what? I did a really hard day's work, but the day's not over, and there's still more work to be done. And if that's just preparing food for the next day, then that's all it is. But just to get yourself in that mindset is just so important. I cannot stress tip number 2 enough. All right, everybody. So tip number 3, and this is going to be a really tough one for a lot of people. It was tough for me. Boy, was it tough for me. But I learned it. And if you're 18 and you're watching this, you're going to do better in life if you learn this step right now. And that is respect. This goes for all aspects of your life, but we're going to just narrow it into the construction field. These guys that you're working with have done this for 20, 30, 40 years. They know it. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time, and even though times change and innovation happens and there's new techniques, there's no questioning these people and their skill and their knowledge. There's nothing wrong with coming up with your own way to do something and branching out from what they're telling you to do, but always listen. And if they come over and talk to you and tell you that there's a better way to do something, 9.9 times out of 10, their way is the better way to do it. And you're going to think that you know what you're doing because you watch some videos on YouTube maybe, or you've done it at home, or your parents or something you've done small projects with them, but you haven't done this day in and day out for 30, 40 years. And there's just, once you get to a level of doing this day in and day out, you start to realize that there's just so many scenarios that you run into that you just never can watch a video and know it. It's just, you have to come across it. And these people that have been working 20, 30 plus years have come across everything. They've come across it before, and they have a solution to these problems. And I've seen it myself. I've worked with a lot of guys that are just coming out of high school. Maybe they're in just turned 20 or something like that, but they think they know everything. They might have bought some nice tools, some fancy tools, and they might have some videos that they watched and techniques they might have learned online, but it's just, it never works out for these people, ever. Even if they might be right one time out of 100, it's just not worth it. It's just, you gotta be able to step back and just respect the people that you're working with and just learn from them. They're just fountains of knowledge. And if you get on their bad side, they're not going to want to teach you anything. They're only going to yell at you and tell you how to do things. Where you want to have them want to teach you because they have the wisdom and the knowledge. And I've seen it for myself. Once I took myself a step back, and I'm a lead on the jobs that I do, but sometimes I work on jobs with other leads that are much older than me, and I've learned to just take a step back, and it works out so much better. So just take it from me, if you're just starting out, even if you've been doing that task for a year or whatever, this person's been doing it for 20 years, 30 years. So just take a step back, say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, whoever it is you're talking to, and just be respectful. Tip number 3, be respectful. It's going to go leaps and bounds for you, and it's just going to increase your knowledge and your skill and your pay, because the more knowledge and more skill and more respect that you have is going to all add up to the more pay that you have. Those are the 3 tips. Shop around, shop for the job that you want, because these jobs, they just want body sometimes, but you want a career, or you want a path, or you want somewhere to learn and gain knowledge. Number two is to sharpen your own lifestyle. Super important. Sharpen your lifestyle. It's gonna make a difference. Let me tell you, just starting with one thing that's simple is bringing that lunch to work. Let me tell you, that's gonna change your life. And tip number three is the respect. You gotta have the respect. It's gonna come back to you. They're gonna respect you, and it just works full circle. You're just gonna learn so much more. So if you guys got any value out of this video, please like it, share it with any other of your friends or family members who are thinking of becoming in the trades. This is a great video to just get people to think about the path that they're going on and just get your mind right. You got to get your mind right before you're doing a job like this, because it's hard work. So like I said, if you got some value out of this, please like the video, subscribe, because I'm going to be putting out more content like this. I have a lot of knowledge to share, and there's a journey that I would like to take with all you guys, because I've got a lot more to learn myself, and I'm new to this. And any tips or anything that you guys have on videos or what you'd like to hear about, just leave them in the comment section below. Yeah, I just appreciate you guys watching this. See you on the next one.